Good evening, I'm Ian Hannamansing. Tonight, an encouraging result in the search for a vaccine.
Is this safe enough to go on to a next phase? Yes, it is.
And Canadian scientists are part of it.
It's wonderful to see each other in person.
Welcome new contact rules come with new warnings. At reopened stores, while you might see a little extra on your bill. And a community takes another hard step towards healing.
We want to put all the teddy bears on this rack because of the children.
We're with the people of Portapique, Nova Scotia. This is The National. After 10 hard weeks of isolation, economic damage, and the anxiety brought on by both, this country is finally seeing a slow return to something like normal. But health officials warn that getting all the way back depends on getting a vaccine. And so any development in that direction gets a lot of attention, especially when it features Canadian scientists. Tonight, there is one. It does come with a number of cautions, but Christine Birak explains why it's so encouraging.
It didn't cause too many side effects, and it does wake up the immune system. Canadian scientists are working with the Chinese company behind this vaccine, which could protect people from COVID-19, though doctors say this is just the beginning.
The story is this safe enough to go on to a next phase? And the answer is yes, it is.
Phase 1 trials are small. In this case, 108 healthy adults in China were injected with either a small, medium, or large dose of the vaccine. The large dose did prompt some side effects and won't be used in Phase 2. But no serious adverse events were reported, and the vaccine did trigger an immune response. Question is, will it actually protect people?
We don't really know the specific type of immune response that will be protective, what the level is.
We get sick when viruses get into our cells and start making copies of themselves. For this vaccine, Chinese scientists have taken a common cold virus. They genetically modified it, took away its ability to replicate, and added a synthetic bit of the coronavirus. The goal is to give the immune system a preview so that if the coronavirus shows up again, it will recognize it and quickly attack it. The CanSino Biologics vaccine has also been approved for testing here in Canada, one of about 100 vaccines currently in the works worldwide for a coronavirus that's been around for less than 6 months. Scientists say they have a lot to learn, but they'll get there.
There is no need to have 100 vaccines at the end, but there could be a need to have 10 or 12.
He doesn't expect to see a vaccine by the fall, but says results from other clinical trials will continue to narrow the field. Christine Birak, CBC News, Toronto.
Even with a breakthrough, wide distribution of a safe, effective vaccine is still months away. But the country is already tentatively stepping away from isolation, even in the hardest hit province. Quebecers had permission today for gatherings of up to 10 people, a chance for face-to-face contact. But Alison Northcott explains it comes with restrictions and warnings.
We're on a picnic, basically enjoying the beautiful weather.
These friends haven't been able to do this in months.
It's wonderful to see each other in person, I think. I think it's a definite boost to the morale.
They're relieved Quebec is now allowing some gatherings with people from different households, and they're trying to follow the rules.
We're doing our best. We kind of keep our distance. We have our hand sanitizer and our wipes.
Starting today, the province relaxed some restrictions around in-person get-togethers.
Today, after a couple of months, I came to see my friend, and we're keeping the social distance.
To be able to go out and not be afraid to have a ticket or people judging the fact that you're outside.
Public health officials say this doesn't mean that the virus is no longer a risk, so there are rules to follow. People can get together in groups of no more than 10 from a maximum of 3 households. They have to be outside and stay 2 meters apart.
Quebec's public health director is warning people to be careful as the hard-hit Montreal area begins to reopen.
We want people to get outside, but if they get too much contact, if there are too much people together, that augments the risk.
But as the Premier handed out masks at a Montreal metro station today, the difficulties of enforcing physical distancing were on full display. And the public health director had to intervene, asking people to disperse.
There certainly are some indicators that it is coming under control. Is it fully under control? No.
That's why some are worried about the Montreal area reopening.
Ideally, we should be monitoring much more even than what we currently are, and we should certainly have more capacity in our hospital system to absorb new cases than we do right now.
With some Montreal area businesses set to open their doors on Monday, public health officials hope people don't let their guards down and prompt tighter restrictions in the future. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.
Of the more than 1,100 confirmed new cases of COVID-19 in Canada today, all but 59 come from Quebec and Ontario. While COVID-19 outbreaks cool off in the rest of the country, in Ontario and Quebec they're simmering. The rate of new cases per day stubbornly high, maybe even rising.
Hopefully we're going to see the trend go down, because I know the last few days it's gone up, and it's concerning. These are things that you're up all night thinking about.
Because of the time it takes for symptoms to appear, the most recent uptick reflects a situation days or weeks ago. In Toronto, for example, it's linked to a time when caution may have lost out to human connection.
Our analysis thus far suggests that people may have acquired the virus during recent events where people traditionally spend time with their families, like Mother's Day.
Direct contact with loved ones or anyone can invite infection. Well, let's put these Ontario numbers in context and turn to infectious disease specialist Dr. Isaac Bogosh. And what do the numbers tell you?
Well, it is concerning. I mean, we should really be seeing a decline in the number of new cases per day. But in Ontario, there's stubbornly between 300 to 400 new cases per day. There's probably even a small trend of these going up over the past week or so. And this is just reflective of people likely being out and about in the community and facilitating transmission of this infection. So this is clearly headed in the wrong direction. It's likely not completely driven by outbreaks in long-term care facilities. There's likely a component of community transmission. We need better contact tracing to further appreciate where these cases are happening and between whom. And we need to do better here to ensure that we have fewer cases per day so that we don't have a spike in cases in the community.
All right, well, always great to hear your perspective, and later in the hour, we'll put some viewer questions to you. Thanks.
No problem.
So contact tracing, clearly an essential part of the fight. That's interviewing sick people, finding out who else might be at risk, tracking down new infections like a detective. Salima Shivji shows us there are fears we're falling behind.
The tests keep failing to meet the targets in 2 key provinces. And every positive case here needs to be meticulously traced back.
The 2 days prior
to find all other possible infections, a monumental task.
It takes sometimes an army of contact tracers to go out, do those intensive interviews.
And so Ottawa is offering to reinforce that army. Civil servants trained and ready to make more than 20,000 calls a day.
We're already helping to make calls in Ontario and stand ready to help anywhere else.
Quebec until now hasn't taken Ottawa up on its offer, though officials later in the day said they're looking into it. But with more businesses reopening, the manual effort will have to be bolstered by a digital one. Alberta has a tracing app already up and running. Only other provinces have their own favorites.
Those apps have to be able to talk to each other, and it seems like every province has their special kind of homemade app.
Too many options would quickly reduce an app's effectiveness to track the spread of the virus across the country. Justin Trudeau seems willing to step in and choose one.
When the time comes for that to be released, we will be able to recommend strongly to Canadians a particular app that will help us manage the spread of COVID-19.
But that choice is still pending as time is ticking, and doctors warn contact tracing is only as good as the tests that indicate where the trail starts.
If we don't have that critical part of the gap, then the number of contact tracing staff we have won't matter.
Whether it's manual tracers or digital ones, there's an urgency, an awareness the effort has to be scaled up fast, and all of that data collected needs to be shared at a national level. Salima Shivji, CBC News, Ottawa.
Now, while the fight against COVID-19 continues, more places are cautiously reopening their economies. That includes Calgary and Brooks, Alberta, which will join the rest of the province in lifting some restrictions.
This means that on Monday, May 25th, hairstyling and barbershops will be permitted to reopen in Calgary and Brooks. Cafes, restaurants, and pubs and bars can also reopen for table service at 50% capacity this upcoming Monday.
More restrictions will be lifted on June 1st. Welcome news in a region with the double impact of a pandemic and rock-bottom oil prices. Despite debate over the speed of some reopenings, many Canadian retailers say they simply couldn't have held out much longer. Newly released economic figures for the beginning of the pandemic are overall what you'd expect, but Peter Armstrong found a few surprises.
Consider how quickly all this became normal. Not just the masks or the lines, but how quickly we stopped spending unless we had to.
Even with the controlled access, so it's always a stressful experience for me at least.
That fear and reticence is showing up in almost every data point. Today, retail sales numbers came in, and they're predictably ugly. A 10% drop in March, just as the lockdown was taking effect. But if you strip out auto sales and gasoline, the overall numbers were actually up 2.8%, driven by groceries. They account for about a third of all retail sales. One thing that Canadians are still spending money on. But beyond that, are people ready to go back to normal?
When do you imagine yourself going back to clothes shopping or shoe shopping?
Not for a while.
The StatsCan numbers tell us where we were. March was bad. April was almost assuredly worse. The real question is, where are we headed?
May will start to come back a little bit, and that's because some retailers have figured out how to do curbside, how to get online.
Today's numbers give us a glimpse into where that new spending may occur. Health and personal care did okay. Cannabis sales were up nearly 20%. E-commerce soared 40% year over year. So, as the restrictions lift, which habits will bounce back and what parts of the economy will drive the eventual recovery? Peter Armstrong, CBC News, Toronto.
So businesses are trying to figure out how to survive while keeping customers and staff safe. It is a challenge and it brings new expenses. And as Cameron McIntosh tells us, some say they'll pass along part of that cost to you.
She's following the rules. Sanitizer at the door, chairs spaced out, physical distancing lines on the floor. Joanne Rempel is determined to succeed. She even stopped taking a salary. But another COVID reality is hitting her salon.
What we've done is we've added in a surcharge called COVID surcharge.
So $2.
I'm hoping to be able to keep it at that.
Compared to the cost of a cut or color, modest. But with reduced income, it's helping her stay open. What does the surcharge cover?
Surcharge covers everything, things like masks and sanitizers and the surveys and just the amount of sterilization that has to go on.
It's not just salons. FedEx Canada started imposing surcharges in April, citing increased costs. In the U.S., there's been backlash against COVID fees in restaurants. So you've actually paid this?
Yeah, I have paid it. It was at a hair salon.
Jonathan Allward is with the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. He says, expect more of it.
You know, these are all things that businesses, in a lot of cases, can't shoulder right now, especially while they're operating with less customers coming through the door.
Some business owners want nothing to do with it.
I don't agree with that. Because for us, we are selling sandwiches, we are not charging anything extra, and this is the time we have to help each other.
So, what will the public tolerate?
If we're in a world where we actually have a vaccine for COVID-19, that's the time when companies should seriously think about reducing or eliminating those charges altogether.
Rempel plans to.
I'll be excited when I can remove this.
But for now, it's keeping the lights on. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
The pandemic has also cost travelers, but for many who have had trips canceled, getting their money back hasn't been easy. Asha Tomlinson looks at the obstacles and a new strategy.
I was supposed to fly to Honolulu.
A dream vacation Joanna Banasic was planning to take last month, but her flight was canceled because of COVID-19. She paid about $3,000 for 2 round-trip tickets. When Banasic called Air Canada, she was given 2 options: a travel voucher for the full value of her tickets or a partial refund.
Both seem ridiculous. I don't know if I will be able to travel in the future or even if I want to travel.
So she turned to her credit card company, PC Financial MasterCard, and filed a chargeback request looking for a reversal of the charges. Initially, they wouldn't consider her claim because the airline offered her a voucher. Later, she received this email saying they would open the dispute, but she might lose the airline's voucher if they did.
I was very angry. I think some people might be scared to proceed with a dispute if they hear something like that.
Air Canada said they do cancel travel vouchers temporarily while a customer is disputing the charges. And if the claim is denied, the airline says it will restore the voucher. But that's not how it was communicated to Banasic.
An air ticket is not a roulette game.
Gabor Lukács is the founder of Air Passenger Rights. He's heard from many Canadians in similar situations with different credit card companies.
If the merchant fails to deliver, you have a right to dispute on the basis of services or goods not received.
We reached out to PC Financial. They said it's their job to inform customers about the benefits and risks of the dispute process, and that they're now providing their agents with additional training to deal with these fluid circumstances. Asha Tomlinson, CBC News, Toronto.
Toronto's mayor is painting a grim outlook for the city if provincial and federal governments don't commit to helping municipalities financially.
If they want a robust economic recovery which can and should and must be rooted in our cities, then we need that help now.
John Tory says without immediate support, Toronto is facing unprecedented cuts, including a big hit to transit where service could be cut in half. Tory previously said the pandemic will cost the city at least $1.5 billion. In the U.S., President Trump declared places of worship essential services today, saying he wants them to open immediately.
Some governors have deemed liquor stores and abortion clinics as essential, but have left out churches and other houses of worship. It's not right.
Trump threatened to overrule state governors who defy the order. And a new study in the medical journal The Lancet warns against a controversial drug promoted by U.S. President Donald Trump as a possible COVID-19 treatment. The report indicates that hydroxychloroquine is not helpful and in fact may be harmful. It says its use is linked to a greater risk of death and heart problems in nearly 100,000 patients around the world. Trump stunned a lot of doctors this week by announcing that he had been taking it. A terrible tragedy in Pakistan today. A jetliner carrying about 100 passengers and crew crashed into a residential neighborhood near the Karachi airport. Thomas Dagla now with what we know and the questions yet to be answered.
Video posted online appears to show the doomed plane with its landing gear out slowly descending near the airport. But the aircraft slammed into buildings, leaving a thick plume of smoke and roofs torn right off. First responders were met with chaos and, amazingly, it seems, some survivors. This man, a banking executive, made it out alive. We pulled out a small child and his mother, he says. They're both alive. Most passengers, though, couldn't have survived, with mangled wreckage strewn across the neighborhood and inside homes.
The aircraft has a lot of protections built in. You can't stall the airplane. It will automatically recover.
But something did go wrong on the Airbus A320, seen here in 2016, on its approach to Karachi today.
While proceeding that, sir, we have lost engines. Confirm you are carrying out belly landing?
Then, 30 seconds later,
Mayday, Pakistan 8303.
Pakistan just recently resumed domestic flights after a pause due to the coronavirus. It's not yet known what caused the apparent engine failure, but this former airline executive has a hunch.
Probably there was a flock of birds, heavy flock of the birds, and probably he lost both the engine.
You think it was birds?
Yeah.
For Pakistan, this is at least the fourth deadly airliner crash since 2010. Whatever the cause, it's more pain for a country already stricken with a pandemic. Thomas Dagla, CBC News, Toronto.
Hong Kong's future hangs in the balance tonight. China is enacting a new security law that could be the death knell for the region's fiercely defended rights. International condemnation is pouring in, but as Sasha Petrusik tells us, the most immediate question is what will happen now on the streets of Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong, the protests were small today, dampened by a big police presence and tight rules on COVID-19. But the anger is growing. Activists vowed to fight the national security law, just as millions in Hong Kong resisted China's influence last year.
We must continue the fight in such uphill battle against the national security law, just like how we successfully forced the government to withdraw the controversial extradition bill in 2019.
But this time, as the People's Congress gathered in Beijing, China's leadership seemed more determined to have ultimate control over a Hong Kong that's supposed to rule itself. Powerful measures must be taken to prevent, stop, and punish subversives and terrorists, Communist Party officials told delegates, in a capital that's clearly been spooked by the scale of opposition to China.
Beijing doesn't understand what people from Hong Kong want.
Lynette Ong studies China at the University of Toronto.
It definitely scares them because this is beyond their threshold of acceptability.
Under the new law, Chinese security forces, including secret police, will now be able to roam Hong Kong at will. Judges will have to enforce the new directives.
Freedom is the fundamental element of the success of Hong Kong. And now it seems like they're going to take it away.
For years, China's been chipping away at Hong Kong's distinct legal and political system, trying to exert control behind the scenes despite promises not to. But this reach for control is bolder than ever, and the backlash may well end up being bigger than Beijing expected. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Tokyo.
There was new concern today for the 300,000 Canadians living in Hong Kong. The Canadian Consulate General issued a warning for a heightened possibility of demonstrations this weekend and advised Canadians there to monitor local media for any developments. China's plan has prompted reaction around the world, including here in Canada. But the timing for Ottawa and Beijing is complicated. Catherine Cullen looks at what the government is and is not saying.
We are concerned with the situation in Hong Kong.
Canada's criticism is limited. Asked about China's actions, the Prime Minister didn't condemn them.
We have long called for a de-escalation of tensions and genuine dialogue with Hong Kong.
He's not alone. The UK and Australia signed a joint letter with Canada saying they are deeply concerned. But the US is explicitly condemning China's move, the Secretary of State saying the United States strongly urges Beijing to reconsider its disastrous proposal.
We will keep monitoring the situation closely.
Dealings with China have long been complex, but lately for Canada, they have been especially rough.
Canada-China relations are, if not in a dumpster, are in the worst shape they've been probably since Tiananmen in 1989.
Notably because for more than 500 days, two Canadians, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor, have been in Chinese prisons, a move widely seen as retribution for Canada's arrest of Chinese telecom executive Meng Wanzhou.
When I look at the lens of China, for me, first and foremost is every step of the way is to make sure that we take steps that would be conducive to the release of Michael Kovrig and Spavor.
Along with another Canadian currently facing a death sentence in the country, he noted. As a way of showing its frustration with Canada, China has previously blocked imports of canola, pork, and beef. And during COVID-19, Canada now finds itself desperately in need of Chinese-made masks and gloves. All of it leads to the question of whether Canada is holding its tongue.
What isn't clear, and is perhaps not knowable, is does sharp public criticism of China yield results, or does it just drive the prospect of the freeing of the Michaels further into the future?
Holden says China is likely to remain powerful, and there are no easy solutions. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, Ottawa.
Residents of Portapique, Nova Scotia took a healing step today, but they also have a message for the curious.
This is not a tourist attraction.
Up next, why the community decided to move the memorial to the 22 people killed last month. Plus,
I think we are the forgotten frontline. We're going every day into patients' homes.
A day in the life of one of Canada's 10,000 home care nurses. And prom night goes virtual.
Don't get to be there in person, but at least I feel like, hey, I dressed up.
We're back in 2.
I'm saddened, disturbed, and disappointed to report that despite police efforts, despite engagement with community and public concern and outrage, this trend continues in the city.
Vancouver police describing an alarming rise in attacks on Asian Canadians, which seem to be associated with COVID-19. Officials say 29 investigations have been opened since the beginning of March, compared to 4 during the same period last year. The Edmonton man accused of killing 7-year-old Bella Rose DeRosier on Monday is now in hospital. David Moss will undergo a month-long mental health assessment to determine his fitness to stand trial. It is just more than a month now since 22 people were killed during a rampage in rural Nova Scotia. Certainly not enough time to heal, but time to take a step in that direction. Kayla Hounsel spoke with some of the residents of Portapique.
For 5 weeks now, an endless stream of visitors in Portapique. So many want to pay their respects, but some are just curious.
It was bumper to bumper traffic, people looking. You just felt like you were in a zoo.
They've cleaned up the charred remains from fires set by the killer, hoping to get rid of bad memories and any reason for people to visit the immediate area. They're relocating the memorial too, trying to save as much as possible.
If it's watered, it'll come back.
But they're not moving it far.
This is not a tourist attraction. You know what I mean? This is a genuine place for people to come and pay their respects and their condolences and maybe heal. I don't know.
This old church, now private property, has been offered up by the owner for a public memorial.
It's still very fresh. It's still surreal in a lot of ways, and people need to be able to express themselves, express their condolences.
They're taking great care.
That one is more colorful.
Making sure to place the hockey sticks by crosses bearing the names of Jamie and Greg Blair, because their children play the game.
We want to put all the teddy bears on this rack because of the children, you know, who've lost their parents. Man, I tell you, I'd do anything for this. You know, I would, and everybody here would do anything to try and ease this.
for the people in the community there. Yeah.
They're trying to move forward, but say some never will.
I know some people have moved out. There are places for sale. But some of the others said, we're not letting him dictate our life.
The memorial will stay here at the church for now, but it won't last forever. There are no details yet, but plans are already underway to create something more permanent to honor the 22 people who lost their lives. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Portapique, Nova Scotia.
Next on The National, Dr. Isaac Bogosh is back to answer your COVID questions, including whether 2 meters is still enough. Plus, all dressed up with nowhere to go. The Cross Canada virtual event that's trying to save prom night. Welcome back. With outbreaks still happening in parts of the country, your COVID questions keep on coming. And joining us again, infectious disease specialist Dr. Isaac Bogosh. Here's the first question, Dr. Bogosh. There are reports that transmission by touching something contaminated isn't as much of a risk as we previously thought. What do you make of that?
I think it's premature to say that. I've seen some of these reports as well. And certainly, I think it still is a risk. And of course, we know that close contact with an infected person, especially in an indoor environment, is likely the highest risk scenario. But certainly we know that surfaces can be contaminated with this virus. We know the virus can live on surfaces for anywhere from 2 hours to 2 days. And of course, we know touching those surfaces and then unintentionally contaminating ourselves by touching our eyes, our nose, our mouth are certainly a way where we can get this infection. So by all means, practice good hand hygiene because this virus can stick to surfaces. And if we wash our hands or use alcohol hand sanitizer, we can certainly lower our risk of acquiring this infection.
Okay, so hand hygiene, something we often hear you talk about. Here's another thing many people talk about, which is that 6 feet or 2 meters. But here's the question, is 2 meters still enough space for physical distancing? And the context for this question may be an article or articles that I've seen floating around that suggest that maybe droplets can travel further than that.
Yeah, I've seen those articles as well. I think we have to remember that there's a lot that goes into transmitting an infection. And, just because someone might have detected a shred of the virus genetic material, perhaps on the other side of a room, or they vacuumed it up and sucked it out of a particular filter, it doesn't mean that that's infectious virus. There's a lot more that goes into it than that. You actually have to demonstrate that the virus can be cultured, or you have to have a particular dose of the virus to actually be infected with it. So, certainly we can detect shreds of genetic material all over a room when someone's infected with this virus. But in general, I believe that 2-meter distance is appropriate. It's certainly appropriate if we're outside. Indoors, it's likely very appropriate as well, although we know there's a greater probability of transmission in indoor settings compared to outdoor settings.
Yeah, it's a really interesting piece of analysis. So to sum up, keep washing your hands, and 6 feet is still good.
Absolutely. And I think the other important point that we heard Dr. Theresa Tam talk about is if we're in settings where we can't practice physical distancing, especially in indoor settings, wearing a mask can help reduce the risk of transmitting this infection from one person to another.
I hope you get some time off over the weekend, Dr. Bogosh. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for having me.
And we will continue to look for your questions on COVID-19. You can message us directly on Instagram at CBC The National, or you can send us an email at covid@cbc.ca. More than 6,300 people have died of COVID-19 in Canada. Each one leaves behind a lifetime of shared memories. CBC News is trying to honor those memories through a series we're calling Lives Remembered. Tonight, Greg Taylor shares his mother's story.
My name is Greg Taylor, and I lost my mom, Audrey Taylor, to COVID-19 on April 21st, 2020. My mom was 91 years old. When I think about my mom, and one of the things that was most important to her was family. She grew up the youngest of 10 children, and when her and my dad got married, they weren't able to have children of their own. I'm so blessed that they chose to adopt me and raise me. My mom and my dad poured so much love into my brothers and I, and showered us with love, and created so many precious family memories for us growing up. My mom was the life of the party. She was kind of the glue that held us all together. She was a Toronto Blue Jays fanatic. She was a breast cancer survivor. She loved to play Skip-O, the card game, with whoever, grandchildren, anyone that she could. She loved to go to the zoo. She loved tigers. It was just fascinated with tigers. I was not able to be with my mom in her last moments. And if I could have been, this is what I would have wanted her to hear. Mom, thank you. I know that I would not be the person I am today, the husband, the father I am, with everything that you gave to me. So thank you, and I love you.
And thanks to Greg Taylor for sharing that with us. CBC News wants to tell as many of these stories as we can. And if you'd like to share memories of a loved one, please send an email to covid@cbc.ca. Next on The National, they're not working in hospitals. They don't get paid as much, but home care nurses want you to know they're on the front lines.
She's my shield against many things out there.
Nick Purdon shows us a day in the life of one of Canada's 10,000 home care nurses right after this. "73 days into this pandemic, and people across the country continue their nightly salute to healthcare workers. Here in Vancouver at 7 p.m., there's a symphony of cheering and clapping, horns and banging pots. So much of the focus has been on those working inside hospitals, but there is a group of nurses providing critical care who are less visible, make less money, and according to some, get less appreciation too. Here's Nick Purdon with one woman's story.
When I go inside a patient's home during this COVID pandemic, sometimes there's fear, and how am I going to calm someone's fear? Sometimes that makes me scared as well.
Barb Garretts is a home care nurse, and every day she visits around 10 patients. Today she's come to see Patricia Howard.
Hey Barb, how's it going? Good, how are you? Good. Come on in.
Barb has been taking care of Patricia for 4 years.
All right, let's check your blood pressure.
And even though we're in the midst of a pandemic, she still comes twice a week.
I'll get there. There we go.
In fact, because of COVID, Barb says home care is more important than ever.
Patricia needs to be protected, and home is the best place for her. Every time she goes out into the community for an appointment at a cancer center or out for blood work, she's putting herself at risk. We got 122/74.
So do I.
And so to be able to provide nursing care for her here, to keep her at home for pretty much everything that she needs, is really important. It's her life. Appetite's been okay?
Yeah.
Good. And did you sleep last night?
Yeah. Last night was good. I rely on Barb to keep me home.
And how's the pain control been?
Fantastic.
Good.
To keep me safe. She's my shield against many things out there, not just COVID.
Let me have a look at your leg.
Patricia is 49 years old, 2 kids, and she has cancer. So there are a lot of complications that Barb handles on her visits.
It's there.
Yeah.
So we don't want it to go too far.
Today it looks like Patricia might have an infection in her leg.
Let me see if I can get Dr. Smith on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Rather than leave the house and risk exposure to COVID, they deal with it on the phone.
Oh, hi, Dr. Smith. It's Barb calling from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. Just regarding Pat Howard again. Her right leg does have a little bit of redness to it, so I'm just wondering if we can get her on some antibiotics and get that taken care of.
Barb has been nursing people in their homes for 20 years.
Bye-bye. We need to have a light shone on us as well.
And she says even now, during the pandemic, home care nurses aren't appreciated.
But we seem to always be the last one to receive anything, be it compensation, be it attention, because people don't know we're here. I think we are the forgotten front line. We're going every day into patients' homes. Patients wouldn't be able to come home from hospital if we weren't here. Patients wouldn't be able to die at home if we weren't here. Just take some nice deep breaths for me.
Barb is one of almost 10,000 home care nurses working in people's homes across the country every day. But here's the thing. They're paid $11 less on average than their hospital colleagues, even though the stakes here are as high as anywhere.
Good.
If I were to get COVID, I have 4-stage cancer, and it's already in my lungs. So it worries me. I don't want to be alone when I die. I want to be surrounded by family. I want to die on my terms.
All right, Pat. Well, today's Monday. Means I'll be back to see you on Friday.
Sounds good.
All right?
Yep. Have a good week, Barb.
Thanks.
Take care.
When I went into community nursing, I realized it was what I was meant to do. It was supporting people. It was teaching people to help them through the worst time of their lives. It's to make it easier for them. Give them a shoulder to lean on when they need it.
When the pandemic started, we focused on hospitals as our response to the virus. But as Barb's visit shows, home care is also an essential tool in the fight against COVID. Nick Purdon, CBC News, Grimsby, Ontario.
Next on The National, making prom a night to remember despite the circumstances. Tonight, students across Canada take part in a star-studded prom night like none other. It's not the usual pomp and ceremony that high school students may have been hoping for, but this is what the class of 2020 looks like, with messages of congratulations coming directly to them or being shared online.
I know you may not feel like it, but you are indeed the chosen class.
And while no one will be walking across the stage or going to prom, there are still ways to celebrate. And that's exactly what's happening tonight across the country. Thousands of high school students are coming together to mark this milestone virtually. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson shows us how prom is on.
I already bought my dress.
I found the perfect tie for my suit.
They're all dressed up with nowhere to go, but these teens won't let the pandemic put a damper on their high school rite of passage.
Don't get to be there in person, but at least I feel like, hey, I dressed up, I tried to look good for what it would have been like.
Welcome to Prom is On 2020.
Prom is On is a live online celebration students can tune into on YouTube and Facebook, featuring hosts, DJs, and special guests. And more importantly, with thousands of other high school grads across Canada, whose videos are featured in the broadcast. There are prizes for top dance videos submitted on TikTok and a fundraiser for the Kids Help Phone.
The original idea was simply just going to be a photo contest, and then it just kind of blew up as the students got more involved and ideas started flying. So then the idea of like having a virtual prom and having some sort of live performance, guest appearances, those ideas were all generated from students.
Hello, class of 2020. I'm Johnny Orlando.
Getting celebrities, as it turns out, was not that hard. From the Prime Minister,
hello, class of 2020, and happy prom night,
to the star of Stranger Things.
This is Finn Wolfhard here.
Juno-winning duo Loud Luxury are DJing the night.
Just because we're apart doesn't mean we can't party together.
It's a big bummer that people don't get to actually experience it. I remember we got to experience it, so I feel like it's super important for them to have something special, you know?
Zeyboun Azar, one of the student organizers, will be watching online while chatting with her friends on FaceTime.
I think a lot of people, after realizing that this is unfortunately how it's going to have to be this year, we're making the best out of a really negative situation.
From the territories to BC to Prince Edward Island.
Resilience and creativity, perhaps the defining traits of the class of 2020.
We're turning this dark time into a burst of light.
Deanna Sumanak-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.
Next on The National, a live nightly concert in one Toronto neighborhood.
We've become a lot closer, even though we have to be far apart right now.
How it all started next. But first, if you remember this low-res celebration of cards, you've been playing Microsoft Solitaire for a long time. And you wouldn't be alone, especially today. The no-frills time killer is celebrating 30 years. First launched with Windows 3.0 back in 1990, it's still played by about 35 million enthusiasts in 65 languages around the world. To mark the occasion, Microsoft threw an online solitaire party. For sure, it's not Fortnite on Xbox Live, but excitement is relative.
We all need to fight boredom with this pandemic going on with coronavirus. So you need a game that you can never get bored of. Solitaire.
Hey, some people like roller coasters, others like coffee coasters. These Toronto neighbors used to be strangers. Most hadn't even met. They didn't know each other's names, but the pandemic has changed all of that. For the last 63 nights, they've gotten together to play music, hosting nightly concerts for their community. And that is our moment.
We saw people banging pots and pans on their porches in Italy to show appreciation for their healthcare workers. But we also thought that brass instruments sounded a bit better than pots and pans.
It started out as the three of us, and then two of our neighbors up the street, Vanessa and Neil, who actually played in the Toronto Symphony Orchestra, they heard us playing and they decided to join us. Two other trumpet players from across the street who had just moved in heard us. And since then, we've been playing with our neighbors as well.
Become so much closer with our neighborhood and our neighbors through this strange social distancing band.
I didn't even know Vanessa and Neil from the TSO before this started, and now, we're playing music with them every day.
I think music is a beautiful thing, and we will continue to do it as long as this pandemic keeps us all apart.
Okay, music is a beautiful thing, and how fantastic that a neighborhood like that would have so many talented musicians who have their own instruments. Some of those guys, as you've heard, are professional musicians, but not the two boys in the family that I guess began organizing it. So a shout out to them, and if that's happening in your neighborhood, let us know here at The National. That is the program for Friday, May the 22nd. Have a great weekend. Good night.